I'm doing radio in L.A. I live in L.A., and I get it. Wilt Chamberlain played here. Kobe Bryant played here. Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal. It goes on. And I'm telling people MJ was the greatest player who ever lived. Like, I know people don't like to hear it, but, like, let's just be honest, man. There's no reason to lie. But you got, like, 11 guys on the Lakers. Magic. I didn't even mention Magic Johnson just then. You got, like, 11 guys on the Lakers in the conversation for number 2. The starting 5 all-time for the Bulls do not have a chance. There's no shot in hell that you're going to beat the starting 5 from the Lakers. Not close, Meta.
Who's that? Who's number 22?
Okay. They got where?
On this
Elgin.
That's Elgin Baylor.
Okay. So you're talking about Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Elgin Baylor. They got Shaq at the 4 and Kareem at the 5.
Right.
But you could have so you mean so on the Lakers team, forget about starting 5, just make the best team you can make. The Lakers got like Dwight Howard and Pau Gasol.
They're not even.
They might not make the team.
Yeah.
They might not make the team. Meta Pau Gasol might not make the team.
That's tough.
Yeah. James Worthy's coming off your bench. Wilt Chamberlain is coming off your bench.
It's not really a contest.
Meta, Jerry West is the logo.
You forgot about him.
The logo is coming off your bench. Oh.
I actually forgot about Jerry for a second.
So
wow.
Let's do this because it's not even fair to do the Lakers starting 5. I'll give you the Lakers all-time bench against the Bulls starting 5. I think the Lakers might win that.
Who's that? Jerry West?
Okay, Jerry West at the 1. I'll put
Wilt at the 5.
Wilt at the 5 for sure. Now, Jerry West and Wilt Chamberlain were the engines on a team that won 33 games in a row, which is still the all-time record, and won the championship.
Oh, wow.
Okay? That was 72. That was one of the greatest teams ever, arguably the greatest team ever. And those two guys are James Worthy's at the 3.
James Worthy.
He's coming off the bench. Okay, Powell's at the 4.
Powell's at the 4. Powell's at the 4. This is bad.
Who's at the 2? Hold on. Who's at the 2? Norm Nixon. You could play. You could play a couple combo guards.
Cooper.
Yeah, or Byron Scott.
Byron Scott, yeah.
you could maybe play Norm Nixon and Jerry West in your backcourt, right?
It's really no contest. But then you got to say, can those guys stop Jordan?
No,
Jordan's can they stop him from winning?
Yeah, they can.
You think so?
Yeah, only because look, Jordan's amazing. Jordan's the greatest player ever, but the second best player on the Bulls team is Scottie Pippen. Let's count the. And by the way, Kareem is almost as good as Jordan. Magic is almost. Kobe's basically Jordan.
That's tough.
Elgin Baylor was originally the Michael Jordan minus the championships. I mean, but his game was. But so like Scottie Pippen is the second best. So here's the Bulls starting 5 according to Derrick Rose, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Horace Grant. They can't even find a guy to play center. They got to play a power forward at center, and he's got to match up with either Kareem, Shaq, or Wilt.
I mean, Will Perdue, Bill Cartwright.
Bill Cartwright, come on, man, stop.
This is tough.
And this is.
And what about starting 5? They should have picked like the best team. This is not right.
It's not even.
This is not right.
This is a massacre.
They should have just picked like the best starting 5.
Look,
not the actual organization.
Jordan is the greatest player ever, but Kobe is as close as you can get to basically copying. Like it's a copy of Jordan. So Kobe kind of cancels out Jordan. Jordan got a little edge, but you're basically.
I mean, they're both tough.
They're both ridiculous.
They're both tough.
And then your second best player is Scottie Pippen. Let's count the number of Lakers greater than Scottie Pippen, who I love Scottie Pippen. Loved him. When MJ retired, Scottie Pippen was the second best player in the league that year behind Hakeem. Along with guys like David Robinson, Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, Karl Malone, John Stockton. But you could easily make the argument back then Pippen was right behind Olajuwon.
Right.
I mean, look, the Knicks got a call to even get to the finals that year against the Rockets '94 when Jordan went away. Pippen got him into Game 7. They probably should have advanced to if they. So that was Pippen minus Jordan. Okay, so he's an amazing player, but Magic was greater than Pippen. That's one. Kobe or Pippen, Meta?
Oh, you're gonna go Kobe,
of course. Shaq or Pippen?
You go Shaq.
Kareem or Pippen?
You gotta go Kareem.
Wilt or Pippen?
You can go Wilt.
Jerry West or Pippen? Let me tell you something. Go look up Jerry West.
I know. Jerry. I don't know enough about Jerry West,
Okay.
but I know that he was a hell of a player.
His name was Mr. Clutch. He got an MVP in a finals they lost.
Yeah.
He was known as a great defender and used to give him 30 a game. Jerry West greater than Scottie Pippen. I love Scottie Pippen. Elgin Baylor's greater than Scottie Pippen. We're up to 7 dudes. He would be at best James Worthy or Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen might not be a top 10 all-time Laker, and I'm saying I love Scottie Pippen. I'm not trying to diss.
Right.
But that's their second best player on the
And how did
Bulls.
this argument start? It was Scottie and Shaq?
Okay, so it all started when Shaq posted a pic of the 5 greatest Bulls of all time, including Pippen. Shaq started it, basically.
Oh, boy.
And the 5 greatest Lakers of all time, including Shaq, and said the Lake Show would crush Chicago by 50.
By 50.
Now, understand what this TMZ put this out. Understand, when Shaq posted the picture, he was being humble because he put himself on the Lakers starting 5, but put himself at power forward because he knew Kareem was the center.
Yeah. And Shaq I think he's the greatest center to ever play.
You could argue at his very, very best. You could argue the peak he hit on his best season.
I don't think anybody could stop Shaq. Not Wilt, not anybody.
Right. No, he was unstoppable.
Yeah.
He was unstoppable. Oof. Anyway, so Shaq starts it. Pippen responded. This always happens to Pippen. Somehow he defends himself from attacks, and people then get savage with him. He goes, Pippen responded with a pic of him and MJ winning the title and said, "Sorry, Shaq, I don't get caught up in hypotheticals. All I know is we won 6 titles, twice the amount you claimed while in L.A." And Pippen's right. Lakers never had, no one's the greatest team of all time. I'm sorry, Lakers. I know the 80s Lakers team were great. I know they had to play the Celtics, and the Rockets were really good back then with Moses Malone. I get it. The best team ever, and that includes the Dream Team, was the 72 Bulls team, the 72 win Bulls team.
You can't argue it.
They would have smoked everybody. Just people stop.
You can't argue it.
You can't. They had 3 of the greatest defensive players at their position of all time, and that's not even what they did best. They had Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman shutting everyone down, and Jordan was a better scorer than he was a defender.
Right. He was an amazing defender.
Amazing defender. Tell me about Jordan's defense. You ever defend you?
Yeah. When I was growing up, that's what I liked most about Jordan was his defense.
Right.
I never looked at his offensive game. Obviously, he had the commercials. He would score 50. But when I watched him, I was watching him slide his feet.
Right.
I'm like, wow, he can play defense. And I want to play defense just like that. He was amazing. It wasn't even his offense for me.
And then Dennis Rodman. Someone asked, well, who's the best defensive player you've ever seen? Dennis Rodman's the best defensive player I've ever seen.
He's definitely.
He was impossible. He could guard 5 positions.
Yeah.
I mean.
And he can knock down a 3. He did in the finals.
And, by the way, people remember the 17 rebound a game Rodman with the Bulls. You know what he was doing with the Pistons? And his overall defense was probably better with the Pistons.
Yeah, definitely. He was younger, faster. Yeah. But I think that team, that 72-10 team is the best team.
That's the greatest team, but
ever.
that's one season. I mean, that Bulls dynasty, because they had Jordan, I get it. You're not going to find a team to match up with them. But if you're talking about because the Lakers got 15 teams that's almost as good as that.
It's true.
It's true. The Bulls had that for one dynasty. That was it. That's really disrespectful to even compare them to the Lakers.
What about putting? See, Rose, he doesn't have a championship. He's the only one on this list that doesn't have a championship.
No, I mean, Rose.
So I want to kind of put Pax in there.
Yeah, you want some shooting, right? Space the floor a little bit.
I want to space the floor.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, okay, they might have a shot. Because when I see Jordan drive, he's dishing to Rose. Okay, Rose can shoot, but.
Magic, Kobe, Elgin or Worthy, and then your pick of Wilt, Shaq, and Kareem. There's nothing that can be done about that. I mean, there's just nothing. There's just off the bench. There's nothing that can be done about that. There's no franchise that can do that. Even the Celtics, okay, Bill Russell, Larry Bird, no.
I mean, it's
too much firepower.
It says a lot about Pippen. He's holding his organization down. It says a lot about him.
There are, if you looked at the top 15 greatest players in the history of the NBA, right? The way many people, I don't know if there's an exact consensus, but I have 15 guys I have in mind. 7 or 8 of them are Lakers. Half of the greatest of the first tier players who ever lived, half of them are Lakers. Half of them. Still, man, I feel a little bit bad for Scottie, man. The way Shaq, Pippen's face in the original shot with MJ's face. That's when Shaq hit back after Pippen said, sorry, we won twice the number of rings you claim while in L.A., replacing Pippen's face in the original shot with MJ's face and writing, sorry, Pippen, I don't believe in hypotheticals either, but I seen most of the finals. You did okay, but this guy did most of the work. So when Shaq put up the picture, instead of Pippen's face, it was Jordan's face. And he didn't stop there. Hashtag, you were okay. Steve Kerr and Ron Harper deserve more credit than you. Remember, I was Batman, you was Robin. I was Puffy, you was Mace. I don't know, Shaq. Funny, you were like but Shaq and Kobe wasn't Batman and Robin. That was Batman and Batman. That's a little bit unfair.
Maybe Kobe's first year, it was, his first championship, it was probably a little Batman and Robin. But after that, it was like, yeah.
What you think about the Shaq and Pippen beef, y'all? 877-710 ESPN.